We are in Royal Palm Beach now, and this is Kerry. Kerry has recently gotten into tropical fruit in a big way, loves a lot of different kinds of tropical fruit, and he actually has a tropical fruit forest on the other side of that gate, and it's all in containers. So, Kerry, I hope you can show us what you have.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. So pretty much right here got a young ackee tree, avocado tree in a really large container, and it kind of wasn't doing too good, but it's doing all right now. This thing is only 4.5 years old, and it's from seed, and it's kind of behind like this papaya tree. You could sort of see it. It used to be all the way over here full of fruit, but I chopped it down. So all I'm getting at is that everything's kind of really close together and in containers. And this is a pretty large avocado tree that I actually cloned from this tree. I don't know why I really did that. I just kind of did it, and it's actually bigger than this tree, even though this one was chopped. It's growing a lot faster. Got a lot of mango trees. This is a little balimbi seedling that survived the cold. Just got hit with cold, so not everything's looking too good, but I got a lot of papayas. I'm regularly picking papaya from that tree over there. And then this one, I just recently got a lot of fruit off of this one. And I got a lot of miscellaneous things, some of which probably won't give me fruit for a long time, but I don't have the space right now, and I don't own a property, and right now that's why everything's pretty much in containers. But here I got an ice cream mango tree, and then this loquat tree is actually flowering. This is a sherry loquat. This is a grimy chama here. These are actually two really special mango seedlings that I plan to experiment with. Gotta have the pigeon peas, and they're actually everywhere. They're just kind of hiding. This one's flowering finally. This is a lomboy fruit tree that I got tucked back there. There's a lot of the same things sort of just scattered everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's like a loquat seedling or a mango seedling somewhere. This is a Mantinga calabura, the little red cherry trees. Didn't do too good with the cold. Like, some things are not looking so good, but oh, here's a flowering almost. This is a Bradenton, and this is a Julie mango. And these are actually some of my garden tools that I use regularly. This type of knife, this, and then I got another knife out there that I left out there, but I chop a lot of coconuts and I use the fiber, and you know, when you chop it up, you could use it as like a mulch. Kind of everything has it. But this is actually from the tree of the coconut, and I chopped these discs because they actually let water through really well, and you could shove them, cut them all different sizes, and there's different types of it. Like, this one doesn't breathe as much, so if you don't want the roots to go through, you can put this one at the base of the pot, you know, or this. But when your stuff's rusty or dirty, you could use these to clean. You could even clean your body with these. But I kind of reuse everything, and a lot of these containers I found in people's trash. And this is another loquat tree, actually. This is a seedling, number 2 variety. I think that's what the guy called it. Got katuk here. This is actually variegated katuk over here somewhere. I thought, oh yeah, this is a variegated katuk that I grew from a cutting. I got a lot of katuk. That's something that people ask a lot about. This is a sapodilla tree that I got in a container. It's about 2 years old, maybe, in that container. So it probably has to get out of it soon. Some of these trees aren't really happy, like these giant avocado trees want to get out of their pots. And I got a lot of random herbs and stuff, and this is just a volunteer tomato plant. I kind of stopped worrying about planting vegetables because I'm lacking sunlight from everything here. And also, it doesn't take that long to grow vegetables, so I'm kind of focusing more on building up fruit trees and getting their trunks nice and big. And my friend always asks me why I don't trim this Mantinga tree, but it's because I kind of like the way it protects everything over here. Like, everything kind of relies on indirect light around here, so you don't really need too much sunlight to grow a lot of plants. And here we got a moringa tree, which is regularly being ripped at. Just take some moringa and take some katuk leaves. And I got over here, I gotta climb over this for a second, but I usually take a sweet potato leaf and some longevity spinach and just kind of take everything that I got, just throw it into a pile like that, and you kind of just, it's like a salad with no dressing. And the longevity spinach tastes incredible, moringa tastes incredible, the katuk has its own unique flavor, and the sweet potato leaf has like a weird marshmallowy aftertaste. So all that together, it's a treat. And you could do like 3 or 4 of those and get on with your day, garden. You don't even got to leave the garden. So got a lot of papaya trees. This one has to be changed up because of how out of control it is. Got another mango tree here. I got bananas here. These kind of want to get out of their containers. They're not going to give you a lot of fruit if they're in containers, but you can do it. It's kind of crowded back here, but next to this giant mango tree, you can see I just chopped down this banana. We don't know what kind these are, but they have like a weird tint to it, like kind of turquoise tint, but they resemble burro bananas. They're kind of square-ish. But they're really delicious bananas. They're kind of like mushy inside when they're ready. But I got the cassava growing everywhere, sweet potatoes growing everywhere, pigeon peas, and I kind of don't have any more space, or I would have a lot more of these things. But got another mango tree here with a really big trunk. I make dirt over here. This is my compost. I'll grab a handful of the dirt so you can see it. So this is very nice natural dirt, and it just smells incredible. It has no weird smell. It's not like some bagged weird stuff from the store. And another cool thing to talk about is, well, you can see all the bird poop on these leaves, but that's bird poop. But really this right here is, I think it's called a leaf miner or something. It goes in there and just destroys the leaves. But this is kind of a healthy citrus tree. I don't use any chemicals, and I won't buy any citrus from any nurseries because I have these weird tags that mean they soak the roots in some sort of chemical, and I don't really use anything like that. I'm kind of trying to do everything natural, but got a plantain variety that I really like that I'm dying to get in the ground like everything else here. But got plantain bananas. This is something called a truly tiny banana.
You know who made that banana?
Really?
That lady out there.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well,
You're the second person today who said
that's
tiny
that's
banana.
crazy,
Really
because these are dwarf banana trees, but this is a dwarf banana tree.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm kind of like, I don't know what to say after that. But I got this because a friend of mine went to his house and he handed me one, and I ate it, and I was like, this is really good. And then I was like, it's really small. And he's like, yeah, the tree's probably really small too. And he doesn't really know that much about gardening. He just said, oh, well, if the bananas are small, the tree's probably small. Well, I went over to a nursery and I was picking up some things for a client, and I had some extra money, and I was like, I want to buy like a random variety of banana. And the lady was like, hey, have you had this? And I ended up grabbing that. And that's crazy. I'm kind of, I don't know I'm kind of stuck after finding, wait, so this is your thing? By how? How did you do that?
Well, I just bought a pup from another you know, a banana grower.
Yeah.
The tree was big and the pup was small, and so I sent it off to get tissue cultured. And
Yeah, they like flipped it upside down and cut the base of it and put it in like the lab and bleached it with some weird stuff, and then
yeah, I don't.
made like a thing of it, and you named it the Truly Tiny.
Is it, you know,
Like Truly Tropical, Truly Tiny?
right, right.
Whoa. All right, I'm really, really blown away. Wow. All right. Well,
I didn't know that till today either.
yeah, I'm just really blown away at that. So this is wax jambu. This is one of my favorites. Yeah, every time I see these at nursery, they don't look too healthy, but it really likes this mulch. Like, some things don't like this, but loquats love this. You know, the guava tree, I don't know what happened to it. I think it didn't like cold. I didn't know that. I thought they could handle cold, but the leaves are doing something crazy. I don't know if it's because I just picked 3 fruit off of it, but I have to regularly put like little cages around the guavas because
Get the fruit fly?
no, I don't have that problem too much. I don't know if it's because like I spray garlic once in a while. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's not that. It's just maybe a good durable guava, and by that I mean like some of these papayas never get attacked by that fruit fly. And I don't know what it is, if the skin is so thick or if it's just a type of variety. I don't know. I kind of went crazy. Like, you could see everywhere you look, there's a hidden stump of a papaya tree. Back there, there's another one, a really big one there, and then this over here, I don't know if you could see that by those pots. That papaya tree was gigantic, and I chopped that thing several times. The wind would snap off the arms of it, but that one's still going and it's flowering. And when we make our way around here, I'll show you a really cool papaya tree. But the thing with these guavas is the possums like the guava. They just sort of like go for the whole fruit, but the rats kind of like just scrape their teeth on it. And if it's not ripe enough, they run away. But if it's ripe, they'll eat it, and they eat my papayas like crazy. Like, it's terrible. But I have a coffee here. I got a lot of sapodilla trees. You can't really tell because everything sort of blends together, but sapodilla tree, there's another sapodilla tree. They're all kind of hidden, and I kind of forget sometimes what I have, but this is a really special mango tree here. We don't know what this is. This is that mystery Julie that we were talking about, but it's a really fast growing tree, so I don't know enough to tell you what kind that is, but got taro here. Got a lot of jackfruit seedlings scattered everywhere. This is a gold nugget jackfruit. This is actually a gold nugget loquat tree too. I had to chop it because it was just getting kind of weird and tall and skinny at the top, so I just chopped it and it'll do its thing, but probably won't get fruit from that. But there's actually a Bradenton loquat tree back there. You can sort of see the top of it right there. It's actually flowering too, and that's the same one as that one over there. Got a lot of katuk from, like, everywhere I go that I see katuk, I grab it. This is another variegated one. But this is that papaya tree I was telling you about. So I sell a papaya tree to people like this sometimes when it's already been chopped, because they don't want the tall papaya tree and it's just gonna go straight up in the air. So I kind of chop them early and then they stay this size. And this one actually was flowering. The flowers must have fallen off, but here I got a bunch of longevity spinach. I just harvested some turmeric from this pot too. This is like a raised bed thing here. The sweet potatoes kind of grow crazy all back here. There's coconut trees everywhere you look. This is another sapodilla tree. Got a Barbados cherry tree here. Blueberry little bush thing that isn't doing so good, but this is actually kind of one of my favorite things. This is the lemon cattleya guava, and it loves it up in the air like that. I don't know if that has something to do with it, shooting out all that growth all of a sudden, because that thing's not even that old. But this is something I really want to show you. I want to show this to Chris because I've never seen anything like this before. This is a Surinam cherry. I'm trying to see. Okay, so typically, when you plant Pitomba seeds or Surinam cherry seeds, the leaves come out like this. Sometimes they're thicker and wider, sometimes they're smaller. I don't know enough about the Eugenia genus, but I know that people were telling me this is not variegated, but am I right? That's a variegated Surinam cherry.
Very interesting.
And I want to name this a Kerry cherry because I've already had people offer to buy this off me, and I thought about it. I'm going to just grow it as big as possible, and then I'm going to propagate it.
Grafting it.
Yeah,
Putting it on.
because that's something that I looked online, and I'm not too good with technology, but I'm usually good about finding information about stuff online. I can't find anyone that's selling something like this. And it looks crazy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's a nice variegation. Some variegations I don't care for at all.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
I've never seen anything like that before, and I keep it in the back there. But I got a lot of seedlings in the shed right now. I keep them in there just because it's been off and on cold. But yeah, there's everywhere you look, there's the same stuff. So like, there's just loquat seedlings everywhere, Surinam cherry seedlings everywhere. Kind of got a lot more stuff back there we can't really get to. There's really no way to get back there. But one of my favorite things I want to show you, sorry to make you have to come back through here, but just maybe check out that is the last thing I really want to show you.
Sure.
It's that's my chayote vine, and when I move I'm going to be really sad because
Take a cutting.
there's a lot of I don't know, does it grow from that?
Yeah, it does.
All right, well then I'm gonna have to really figure that out because this fruit gets so big.
Yeah.
It's like the shiniest chayotes I've ever seen.
Nice.
And it looks like an alien green. And it's just like the ones in the store are like either pale or they're like a dark common green.
Right.
And I've even planted chayote other places, and it's not the same. I don't know what it is. I don't know where I got that from.
Make sure you get a cutting rather than a seed.
And you could
The
start.
cutting will come true to type.
Yeah,
seed
start
won't.
propagating it, and you could sell
I gotta
it, right?
figure out how to do that. I'm not so good at that stuff because I think it's because I don't use rooting hormones. I kind of just use water. Sometimes if water doesn't work, I'll stick it in dirt and then keep it really moist. Sometimes I'll just stick it in dirt and keep it dry. It's like weird.
Sometimes if
How
you
some
let
things
it,
are.
you know, like you cut it and leave it out in the air for like at least a day.
Let it dry out.
The ends dry out.
Bruise up.
And then you try it.
Sort of like a dragon fruit cutting. When you freshly cut it, you want it to just dry out and then
Yeah.
send out its thing. Yeah, that's another thing. I tend to give away dragon fruit cuttings to everyone because I want them to grow it because I don't have the space for it, and they're interested to find out that you could even grow something like that. Some people don't even know that it comes from a cactus. And then it's cool because I got a friend of mine who I turned on to like planting vegetables in his yard because I was like, hey man, it's kind of bare back here, let's fill it up. And he's planting a bunch of stuff now, but he's new to the dragon fruit cuttings. And I was telling you, there's a lady, she's got like a dragon fruit like thing, like it's growing all like 30 feet in the air. Like it's the biggest dragon fruit thing I've ever seen. But this is an orange jasmine. This is usually like just a hedge, but I just let it grow like not in a shape because I think it's pretty. But you can actually eat these berries. Like they're kind of like weird and tangy. It's cool. But yeah, a lot of these plants that I have are like really medicinal plants. Oh, this is something interesting I want to show you. So this is the Cuban oregano, right? This? Okay, yeah, so let me grab another one because this is what you want, is the fresh young. So you can smell that. So smell the difference between the Cuban oregano and then this is actually I think this is Filipino Shuganda or something like that, or Mexican Shuganda, but this is a Filipino oregano in here, and it smells totally different. But people think it's the same, and it's not. Just because it looks the same doesn't mean it's the same. This is totally different. And honestly, when you're cooking with it, sometimes you want to dry stuff like this because it's really strong. If you, I mean, I know potencies get more strong sometimes when it's a powder, like moringa powder I'm sure is way stronger than eating the fresh leaves, but As far as flavor goes, you're gonna want to dry something like this probably. Other than that, you're gonna want to like drown it out with some other flavor. It's a potent smell.
Really potent, yeah.
This one is really like it smells so strong. But there's one thing I want to show you over here real quick. This is probably the last thing I'm gonna show you. This, I noticed you have a video on this, the Pitomba. I am in love with this fruit. Why doesn't everybody grow this fruit? Because I know a person that has a hedge of this, a big hedge, and they have a gardener come in just and shape it up. And I'm like, what are they doing? Because they only get like 1 or 2 little fruits on it, and I've only gotten to try it from there. So all I'm getting at is like, there could be a better tasting Pitomba that I haven't tried, but most of these are grown from seeds. So I don't know where to start. So if you know anywhere I could find these, but maybe a grafted one, I don't know, do they graft these?
I haven't seen it grafted, but somebody must.
Because these are seedlings. Because I was like looking all over, I'm like, I don't see
Yeah, they
anything.
grow nicely from seed.
And I found out, I called the place they actually came from, and they said, yeah, it was from seed. But that's what I do. It kind of, when I go to the nursery, I look at the grafts, because some of them are like looking choppy and weird. And I don't know. Oh, this is an ice cream mango tree. It grafted. I don't know what it's grafted onto, but this kind of looks like cannabis. But this is a neem plant. And it's good for everything. I just found out you could grow it from seeds because I had a bunch of neem leaves. I make a little juice out of it, and I put it in a water bottle and spray everything. But I also put it on my hair, my face, and it's crazy because I would always see this giant tree and not know what it is. And then one day I took the seeds home and it grew. So now I got these everywhere. Hopefully they'll grow up soon. And
Pretty vigorous.
yeah, the one that I first came upon was like really big, and I was like, oh, this thing's huge. And I thought the berries were like, you can eat them somehow. A friend of mine told me, but I put them in my mouth. There was a garage sale going on at the house, and I just shoved it in my mouth because I was like, oh, I thought it was like a curry berry or something. I don't know what I thought it was. I was like, is this like a wampy fruit or curry berry? I don't know. It was just a little green looking seed, and I shoved it in my mouth. I just have to do that. But yeah, have you ever tried this? The porterweed? It tastes like mushrooms.
No, I have a ton of it at my house.
Yeah, you gotta eat the flowers.
By eating
I'm not even joking. It is really strong. Like when you swallow it, it's even more strong. But yeah, this is a medicinal plant. Most things are medicinal plants. Like,
well, that should be healthy as heck because I got a ton of that
it
stuff.
tastes really good. Like, it's kind of weird. I mean, we just go home and try it. I don't know if you want to pluck some of these off, but yeah, it's really good. Got a carambola trees everywhere. Some of them are not doing so good, but I actually have some really nice ones back in that corner by that papaya tree. But I kind of chopped them because I wanted them to be like warm in here. And these are from seed, so who knows if the fruit will even be good, but I got it from good fruit, and
you know, graft onto it.
Could, oh yeah, and I think that's easy to graft.
Very easy.
Yeah, so when I have time to, I mean, I find time to do this. I mean, I'm kind of put all my time into this, but right now I'm trying to save up money and find a place to take all this so that I can actually plant in the ground. Because it's actually, to me, I think it's easier to grow things in the ground. Even though people say you can't control what's in the ground, you kind of can. My main thing is I don't want to disturb, like right now I'm like manipulating these plants sort of and accommodating them, but I want to be able to put stuff in the ground and feed the soil around it and create, like, you know, like a natural thing eventually. The thing is with the ground is people are always digging in the ground and putting all this stuff in there, and I understand if you're just trying to dig a little hole and throw some compost in there or whatever, that makes sense. But the thing is digging, like there's a bunch of little creatures in there. Like if you lift up this mulch, I mean, you probably won't find it because now I'm trying to find it, but there's these centipedes. They're like black and yellow, and they're like, people are always talking about worms and worm compost and worm tea, and I use all that stuff. I have a worm bin over there. The thing is, the centipedes are also like doing the same thing the worms are doing. They're like aerating the soil and they're putting their stuff in there, poop or throw up or whatever it is, and that's what feeds the plants. The thing is, when you're digging and then planting something, that's cool, but just do it that one time and then try not to disturb it. And then if you have to add to the soil, add to the top of the soil. I don't know why I'm telling you that, but that's what I'm trying to do, is not have to, yeah, you already know what I'm telling you. The thing is, I don't like these containers, plus they're plastic, and I don't know if the sun heats it up and, you know, messes with the plants. I don't know if I'm eating plastic. I'm pretty sure there's some plastic in here, but anytime I have bought bags of dirt in the past from the store, there's always plastic caps in it, little shreds of plastic, and it's because all the stuff that you throw away, like the coconut stuff, all that stuff you put out for the garbage pickup, you could chop that up and then use it everywhere, and most people just throw it away and give it to them, and then they're selling it back to you, but now is a crappier product because it has plastic in it and probably a bunch of weird stuff sprayed on it. And you know, I don't know enough about it, but I know that natural is kind of what I'm going for. And even when I buy plants from nurseries, I assume it wasn't grown 100% naturally, and I'll try. For example, I got this longan tree over here. I gave it like a rehabilitation or whatever. I don't know what you would call it, but you can't really even see it. It's back there though. It's right there. I took it out from its, oh yeah, there it is. I took that longan tree because I bought it from a lady who like just puts the fertilizer beads all over her place. And when I bought it, what I did was I took it out of the pot and picked out every little fertilizer bead and then rinsed it with water, flooded it with water, and then put my own dirt in with it. And it's not looking too happy afterwards. That's why it's kind of looking like that. But yeah, oh, see, there's stuff in here, like, for example, like I got these volunteer little peppers, like these little peppers, they're so small, but they're so hot, like, it's not even funny, and I didn't plant that. And also, I didn't show you over here, there's like volunteer peppers everywhere. Like, this used to be sugar magnolia snaps, the purple things, and a bunch of pigeon pea. And I somehow fell and knocked everything over, and then that was the end of that. So this just became a little storage area, but I let this grow up, these peppers here, but there's actually a pepper on here right now, like, and this is growing out of a loquat seedling is in there. This is just growing out of there, like I got a lot of the same plants in the same container, and they get along with each other. So when this pepper plant's done, I mean, I just pulled the last pepper off, and they don't get big because it's not in the ground, you know, but it's just cool that there's a loquat seedling growing in there, and there actually was an ornamental growing in there, like one of these or something, whatever that is, a silk plant, I don't know what that's called, but got a lot more stuff than what I actually showed you. It's kind of hard to see everything. It's all sort of crammed together, but I'm still a little shocked that you're here, and I'm appreciative of it.